Hello and welcome. I'm Emma.
I'm Tracy.
And we are
Curly Seams.
It's nice to have you with us. Thank you for joining us.
We're back again.
It's been a few weeks since we were last.
Do you know, I
We
can't
last
remember.
here, I think, actually, wasn't it?
What, since we came here?
Well, no, since we last did a video.
No, the last one was in the studio and it was thundering.
Yes, and it poured down, didn't it?
It poured down.
Yeah.
And yes, it was a summer storm. But summer's come and gone.
We're into autumn now.
Yeah,
I think.
it's getting quite chilly now. So and damp. Those horrible damp days.
Foggy mornings as well.
Yeah.
So we're back at my house again this time for a change. Thought we'd shake it up a bit.
Yeah.
And, keep you on your toes. So we're back at my kitchen table where it all started.
Indeed, it did. Yes.
All 8 episodes ago.
Yeah, this is episode 8. Episode 8 of Curly Seams. What we're supposed to say? If you like what you see, join the show. Just make sure thumbs up, subscribe, and tell your friends. Because we keep forgetting to say that, so I'm going to say it right up front.
Okay, fine.
So
like, subscribe, notification button.
Yeah.
That's what I keep getting told we've got to say.
But anyway, this is a podcast, video, podcast, blog, I don't know, a show. A blog, about quilting, knitting, and stuff. All sorts of stuff.
We like stuff.
Yeah. So we dabble in all sorts of things, and there's going to be a little bit something different today as well, because I thought I might take you through something that I've been doing, which is very different to quilting or knitting.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about this, so it'll be a surprise to us all. No, didn't know this was coming at all.
So, because I haven't done much else, to be honest, for the last month, because I haven't really done much in the way of knitting or sewing. I've done a bit of both, but not a lot.
No, I think you've been busy.
I have been busy.
I think you've been busy.
I have been busy.
Yeah.
Yes. I have not been sitting on my laurels.
She's not a slacker.
No. Just don't go any further with that.
Okay. Slacker? No. Anyway, stop now. So we've got a cup of coffee.
I've got tea.
And it's not a very nice day today. It's a bit overcast. But
it's okay.
It's alright. It's not raining, so that's alright. That's good.
I will say one thing, because we lived in San Jose for 3 years almost, where it was constantly sunny, always sunny,
all year round.
All year round.
Really?
There was a seasonal change, but not that much. It was still very hot, and you had sun every day. It might take till lunchtime for it to burn off the mist some days. But since coming back from there, I've never suffered from the SAD syndrome,
change.
Yeah, what does that stand for?
Seasonal adjustment disorder or something like that.
Whatever that stands for, but so I actually quite like my husband calls this a Tupperware day. It's because
Tupperware day?
Yeah, because it's overcast and it's like living inside a Tupperware box.
Okay, alright then, I can see where it's coming with that.
Yeah, but actually that doesn't bother me anymore. One time it would really worry me, but it doesn't anymore. So it's just nice. It's just a nice day.
It is. It's all right. Yeah. I like autumn. Autumn's one of my favourite seasons.
Well, you're an autumn baby, and so am I.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Birthday coming up soon, actually.
I have actually. Yes.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. Yes, I have. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. This year's gone really quick.
Moving on.
Oh. Yeah, we don't go down there.
No, we don't. Right, so, okay, what have we got today? I noticed you have what looks like a knitted item.
I do have a knitted item.
And I also have a knitted item.
Shall we do that first then?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Because I think we've shown these before. We've talked about these on previous episodes, I think, haven't we?
This is not going to go with what I'm wearing, by the way.
Well, that's all right.
So, I did think I'd wear something called Tom Norwood.
Did you make this?
No, I wish I did.
Oh, okay, it's very pretty.
It is Liberty. It's a Liberty fabric.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
And I picked it up in an Irish department store called McNutt's.
Right.
So they had a lovely selection of Liberty shirts. And I'll be going back to Ireland fairly soon, so hopefully
there's some more. I'll send you with the shopping list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
there was a lady on Instagram. She posted a picture of all of her Liberty shirts. And I was quite envious.
Oh right. Okay.
They're very comfy, I have to say. So
yeah, it looks nice.
But no, this is this scarf thing, or shawl that I was knitting.
Oh,
pretty. It is now finished.
Oh look!
I'm not sure it was worth all the pain and aggravation.
No?
However,
so did you start at that end?
yeah, you start at one end, and it's an asymmetrical design, so you increase on one side and drop off the other.
Yeah.
And you keep on going.
It's got a lovely weight to it. Can you remember what the wool was? It was
that mix. It was
mixed.
It's got all sorts in it. I never kept the bands, so I can't remember exactly what's in it, but it had a bit of silk, a bit of rayon, a bit of all sorts, a bit of metallic-y stuff in it as well. So,
it's very nice though. It's lovely.
Yeah, so with the right outfit, which styling is not something I'm particularly very good at, so we need to work on that.
That's lovely.
That's all done. But did we post the pattern for it? I can't remember now.
I think we talked about the pattern. I can't remember if we posted it. I'll go back and check and see if we did. But
oops,
nice tea. Oh, nice. It sits really nicely, doesn't it?
I think I did make a bit of a mistake. I think because one end it's kind of like longer than the other, which I don't think it's supposed to be.
Oh, is it not?
Probably don't matter, does it? Really?
I think mine has, so maybe it is supposed to be.
No idea how
it sits nice. No, it looks nice like that. Yeah, it looks nice
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a finished item.
Woohoo! How long did it take?
Since I actually bought the wool, a long time.
But you have pulled it back a few times, haven't you?
I pulled it back more times than I can actually remember. But it's been a real learning curve. It really has. So. Learning to count, learning to read a pattern. I mean, I can now read a pattern without having to keep referring to the pattern. So it's a big step forward, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So, I think we probably found a few mistakes in it still.
Oh, well, we don't do that, do we? Why do we always do that? Why do we immediately say, yeah, but there's a mistake there and there's a mistake there? And then we say to people, don't do that!
I know.
But then I do it as well. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm pleased
very
with it.
Nice. So, very nice indeed.
So with the right thing, I think it'll be very nice. And it feels nice.
Yeah, it's got a nice weight to it.
Yeah. So that was my one knitted item. I have nothing else cast on at the moment.
Right.
Because as I said right at the very beginning, I think we said it at this table, I am.
She's a monogamous knitter.
I am. Yes.
I'm not even sure I said that right then, actually.
I think I can't even say the word. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
No, I can't say the word. No, I only knit one project at a time.
So mine is my, again, asymmetrical scarf, which was in Sublime. And so I started at this end and knit out, and then finished off with a picot edge, which I was so impressed with because I managed to figure it out myself. I didn't have to ask for any help from anybody, so I was well impressed.
I've never done this.
Yeah, so
that's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, so I was really pleased with it.
Just a little bit of extra detail.
Yeah, just on that edge.
Like garter stitch. It's all garter stitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just makes a big difference.
Yeah. So again, I've got one end that's longer than the other, so I think.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I think that's the way that they're meant to be, really.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, looks lovely.
It's
yeah,
like
very
that.
Nice. Yeah.
So I was excellent.
That little edge is lovely. Really
I was really pleased with it.
Yeah.
So yes, unfortunately, I have discovered that this wool has been discontinued. Because my mother-in-law came to stay, and I bought her one of these as a kit for a present, and she knit it up into something else. But then when she saw mine, she wanted to have a go at doing this, but we found that the wool, you can still get it, but it has been discontinued.
I think I had some Sublime. Maybe it wasn't cotton. They do all sorts.
They do all sorts, yeah. So yeah, so that's finished. I started that when we went to National, which was February this year. So for me, that's quite good going.
That's lovely. It's got a real mole effect.
Yeah, I really like it actually. I really enjoy
very
doing
nice. Very nice.
So I have got a jumper on the go as well.
Right.
At the moment, which again I started last year, and I would like to try and get it finished for Christmas if I can. However, I had a little bit of an issue in that I was sat knitting away one weekend and looked at my knitting needles, and I think they were a pair of my mum's old knitting needles, and then thought, hang on, old knitting needles, old 5. Oh my God, they're an old 5, not a 5mm like I should have been using.
All right.
So,
So What do you know what a 5 was?
Well, I think a 5 is a 5.5 mil.
Alright, so it's going to be a bigger needle, so you're going to have a bigger, will you have a bigger gauge then? Or a smaller gauge?
I have no idea. But I don't know, it's going to be slightly bigger than anticipated, I think.
Well, it might not be, because it might not be, because it depends how tight you knit, because if you knit tight on a bigger needle,
a bit loose,
it'll have more of a drape, won't it? Yeah.
It's going to be a big baggy jumper.
That's fine.
But that's fine.
It's a weekend slouch.
It's a weekend, and it's a winter
slouch.
one, so I'm fine with that. That's okay. So
cool.
So yes, so that's my plan, is to try and get it done before Christmas. I've done the back, I'm on the front, and then I've got the sleeves to do.
Yeah.
I might be a little bit optimistic before Christmas. Maybe we should say after Christmas.
Well, possibly what we need to do is to say, right, you do so many, well, a lot of people say that, so many rows a night, don't they?
They do.
Which is no different to saying like a quilt block of a week or day or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll never do that.
No.
So no.
So we'll try. We'll see. Anyway, watch this space. So that's fun. So that's our knitted items, I think.
Yeah, I've got any more knitted ones.
Yeah. So, what's that on the top of your pile there?
Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. If you want to do one.
Okay.
I'll talk about that in a minute.
All right. Ooh, it's interesting, isn't it? So, clothing-wise, I'm wearing.
I noticed it. It's very nice.
So this is a Canva by Merchant and Mills, and this is fabric that I bought this year. So I'm doing spectacularly on using fabric that I've bought recently. Yeah. As is usual with me, there was a little bit of an issue in that I did my darts and then thought, right, I'll join the centre. Hang on a minute, why am I having to join the centre? Because I shouldn't be joining the centre, because I should have cut it on a fold. And then I realised that I hadn't actually cut it on the fold, I'd cut it separately. So I have a join that goes down here. And I thought about putting something over the top of it to hide it, but then I thought it would just draw attention to it. So I've just done some top stitching either side of it, and I think I can get away with it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Having a centre seam on the front is quite good, because quite often people have like a hollow chest.
Right.
So you end up having this effect. Yeah.
Yes.
So by having that centre seam means you can actually tailor it.
Yes,
and stick more to your chest line at the top.
Yeah.
So, I think that looks lovely. It's
yes,
nice extra
I was really pleased with it actually.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable. I love this pattern. It's a really nice pattern. It's sort of sort of tunic length. We'll try and get a photo later, but that's the sort of length that I like.
Yeah.
So I was really pleased with it.
Yeah, it should be. It's nice.
Yeah.
I have made it. It didn't suit me, to be honest.
Oh, didn't it?
Mind you, at the time I was a bit bigger, so and I think I made it a little bit bigger than it should have been anyway. So,
okay.
Yeah. I do remember, I don't very often, if I've made something, I have a hard time getting rid of something I've made. I don't know.
Yeah, all that work.
Yeah, but that one I did actually consign to the charity bags. Just need to get that out of my house.
Yeah.
So that one went.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so no, it's lovely, lovely colour.
Yes, I'm pleased.
It's nice.
So,
wine.
My next project is still some free. Oh, I was just looking actually after our last conversation about bus darts. I was just having a look.
Yeah.
Is it all
Right?
right?
In the right place.
There we go.
Okay then.
What you got?
Well, shall we do?
Yes.
Yes. If you watched our last episode, which was episode 7, we did a quilt in a day. And at the Festival of Quilts this year, I bought Stuart Hillard's new book, which was Simple Shapes Stunning Quilts, which I've been looking at. I looked at quite a few times, and I thought, oh, yeah, I quite like that. Put it down and walked away. I think I did about 3 times, didn't I?
Yeah.
No, actually, no. This is nice.
Yep.
This is nice. I really like that. The book. There's 100 projects in it, and Stuart has made a fair few of them, but not all of them. So there was a few virtual quilts in there, wasn't there?
There was.
So somebody suggested that we make a quilt from the book.
It was my idea. It was
your idea. I'm sure it was your idea.
Gosh.
Anyway, we decided that we choose a pattern, and you were set on yours straight away. You knew what you wanted to do. Yeah.
It was easy.
She picked one that was quick and simple, and I chose another one. So yeah, so if you've watched the episode 7, you can actually see us making that in a day. So it's a speeded up video of the whole process of making the quilt, from prepping right through to the finished quilt top. So we've not shown the quilting side of it at all.
No.
I only actually made a short video of the quilting.
I think I've got a couple of photos of it, and that's about it. Really.
So, but anyway, these are the finished quilts. So it is. This is all quilted and bound and finished. So this is all done.
You see, we made the quilt tops, and then so we said we'd show the quilt tops at the next one, and then somebody then said, "Oh, I quilted mine."
Yeah.
So then I had to quilt mine. Now she's bound hers, but I haven't bound mine yet.
No.
And I'll explain why in a minute. Yeah. Right, so let's have a quick look at yours. Okay. Oh, it's nice. We will put some photos up so that you can see them properly. But,
so this was, I think it was woven number 1. Was it woven number 1? I think it was.
Yes. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, so it came out all right. So we'll talk about a few things about it. So when I came to quilting, when it came to quilting it, Stuart does suggest a quilting plan, which is to actually, because to emphasise the woven effect, it's to quilt down through one of the ribbons or the weave, and across through the other. So
in the pinky purpley, the lines are going down.
There's vertical lines, and then on the green area it's going horizontal.
Yeah,
which is fine. And then in the grey square, it's like I just meandered it just to fill it in, basically. However, me being me, I just wanted to get this quilt done and dusted and off the frame as quick as possible.
Okay.
So I did do it on the long arm frame, and a couple of things that I did. So normally when I quilt, when I long arm quilt, I like to do a couple of things. So depending on where the quilt has come from and what the quilt is like, if it's got borders on it where the borders could easily be quite frilly, so the borders are bigger than the main body of the quilt.
Yeah.
I've taken to pre-basting, which is quite a different way of doing long arm quilting, because most people don't tend to base their quilts in advance of doing the long arm quilting. Yeah. They quilt as they go through,
yeah.
And that's one of the benefits of having it on the roller, that you can just roll it, quilt a bit, roll it on, quilt it. But I've discovered over the years that where you've got frilly quilts, you're better off pre-basting, because then you can pull it into square.
Okay.
So that's what I would normally do.
Right.
And in the process of doing that, I would stabilise the quilt. So what I mean by that is that all of the major design elements get stitched in the ditch prior to any other filler work being done.
Okay. So if you would go in the ditch all the way around that then?
So this is a design element. I would stitch in the ditch all the way around here, across the green and down the purples, and in the square block, before I did any filler work. And the filler work in this particular case,
surely that's a lot of extra work there, is it?
Well, is it extra work? No, because you're going to have to do the stitch in the ditch anyway at some point or other.
Right.
Well, not everybody does stitch in the ditch.
No.
So, but assuming that you do stitch in the ditch, then whether you do it in advance or during, it's going to be the same amount.
Oh right, okay, I'm with you. Right.
But what it means is by pre-basting and stabilising at the same time, by the time you've got to the bottom of the quilt, the quilt is effectively a quilt at that point.
Yeah.
So you can drop one of your rollers. So
okay.
You've got 3 rollers on a long arm, you can drop one, go down to 2, and you can roll backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
Which then allows you to do all of the green work in one go, from top to bottom, and then all of the purple work from top to bottom.
Right, okay. Because obviously Tracy's got different thread colours going on here as well. So you've had to change your thread colour.
Yes.
So you could do all of those in one go in one thread, and then go back with... Yeah, okay.
So that is what I would usually do. But for some reason, I decided not to do that with this one.
What's that saying? Do as I say, not do it.
Yeah. So we talked about this before. I don't know why I do this. Every now and again, I break my own rules. These are my rules, nobody else's rules. They're just the rules that I apply to the way I do something. And I decided to not do it.
It was a numpty then.
Yeah, so, but it's been a useful exercise, and I think it will be a valid quilt for, I was going to, as soon as I did, I wasn't very happy with it.
I know, you messaged me and said you were.
And I thought, maybe I'll get consigned to the charity department fairly quickly. However, I will keep it because I think it's a very good teaching tool.
Okay.
So, the reason being, I didn't pre-baste and stabilise. I didn't do the stabilising first. I'll try to get a close-up photograph to explain what I mean, but can you see on the table, can you see that section? It's definitely smaller.
Yeah,
can you see that?
Actually, yeah, pulled it in.
It's contracted in, so it's like the straight line quilting has gone and pulled the middle in.
Yeah.
So it's ruched it all up slightly.
Yeah.
Because it's been held firm at this end, the bigger block here. So it's ruched in there, and then it's ruched in here.
Yeah.
So it's like this three blocks. And where the middle block is not constrained by the outer sides, it's actually pulled in. So my square doesn't look square, so that was what was really bugging me.
Yeah.
So I think the issue is twofold. I think primarily it was my fault because I didn't stabilise the quilt in advance, putting any filler design in, the filler being the straight lines, okay, and this bit as well, the grey section. But also the design itself, the quilting design itself, because by very nature it's straight lines and this ribbing effect. I think the whole thing is a combinational thing.
Right.
So interesting. I've never come across this before, but it was interesting on this particular quilt to see it.
Yeah.
So I will hang on to it.
Yeah.
From a teaching point of view.
Yeah.
To show people this. I think it's mainly because of the stabilising.
Right. Okay.
But I could be wrong on that. So.
Perhaps you should make another one. So
no, I don't think that will happen. However, having said all of this, at the end of the day, if you weave anything, if you actually do weave, then it does.
It does.
Narrow.
Yeah.
So it does actually look like weaving.
Yeah. So maybe it's achieved that aim then, hasn't it? Really? Either way, it's still very pretty. It's still very nice quilt.
I did block it.
Have you washed it?
I washed it to try and put it. So it is square, so all four sides are the right size. So that's okay.
I'd be happy with it.
And I must admit, I showed my husband, he quite liked it.
Yeah, so. I think it's really nice actually. It's a lovely colourway.
And somebody else said, make a lovely picnic blanket.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I do like the quilt, and I really enjoyed the process of making it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So that's that. Oh, the backing, by the way, is split. I didn't tell you that.
Yeah, it's nice. It looks nice though.
But there we go.
Good. So that's all finished and bound.
That's all finished. One of these, tick.
So mine's slightly louder. There was no. It was a virtual one again. But yes, it's quite big.
It is big.
Go down there. No, I don't know if it will. Anyway, it's quite big. It's quite different for me in colour palette wise, and it's quilted, but it's not bound because I wanted to bind it in this blue, and as is always the way, when you go back to your local quilt shop to buy more for your binding, there wasn't any left.
This blue?
Yeah. So
I've got some of this.
It's a linen texture Macawa. Is that right? Did I say it?
Yes, it is. I have some of that.
Do you?
Yeah.
In the navy?
Yeah, I'm very sure.
Why didn't I ask you before you came? You could have bought it up for me. Anyway, it's going to be bound in the blue. It was quilted on the long arm, and it's. I looked at it and I basically just picked up the sort of wavy lines, and I just did wavy lines over it. However,
really nice.
I think it suits it. I think it works, but I need to do something to get away from lines.
Why?
Because that's all I'm doing at the moment. I'm not doing anything else.
It's your signature.
I know, but I need to push myself a little bit and do something a bit different.
Well, I know what you mean.
But yeah, I was really pleased with it. Really enjoyed making it.
These blocks are huge, aren't they?
Yeah, they're quite big blocks,
aren't they?
So this was fat quarters. So this worked quite nicely, I think.
Yeah.
Gives you a good size quilt.
And it's gorgeous. I love this pink. This peachy.
Yeah.
Almost a peachy pink, isn't it? This is not your colour, though, there. This is not something you would choose.
No, definitely not.
No. But do you like it?
I do like it.
I do.
Yeah, I
it's
really
really
like
nice.
it actually.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with it.
So, to what range is this? You can remember? Or?
So this was Zen Chic.
Beautiful.
Zen Chic. I bought a bundle in the States, which was these, and then I supplemented it. That's an Alison Glass. I think I've got a couple of spray times in there.
Do you know what? I thought Zen Chic was a Zen Chic was American. They're German, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought they were, yeah.
Are they?
Brigitte, somebody, is it? Yeah, I think she's German. I think she's German.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
There you go. So yes, so I was really pleased with it. So it will be bound when I can get some more fabric.
Lovely. Really like it.
Yeah.
I really like it. What will you do with it?
I don't know actually. I don't know. I'm not sure if I don't know.
I think they're summer mid-century modern colours.
Do you think?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, these are definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's just going into the summer tone, so it'll be a nice sort of summer lift for your living room or something.
Yeah. So anyway, I was very pleased with it. So Stuart didn't give any quilting ideas on this one, but like I say, it just got straight lines.
Nice.
Job done.
Nice. Yeah.
Ta-da!
It sounds good.
I'm doing quite well to be using this in the same year. I hope you're impressed. And that's my youngest son flushing the downstairs toilet. We might have to start this one again.
Right, so after a mammoth sewing session, all the patchwork is put together. I haven't connected the rows yet, but all of the individual...
It probably would have sat there if somebody hadn't already quilted hers. It probably would have sat there for
well, do you know what? When we first sat here, which seems a long time ago now, but this year's gone so quickly, hasn't it? I remember you saying to me, look, if nothing else, it will keep us doing things.
Yes.
And that was one of the reasons we decided that we'd start this we still don't know what to call it, a blog with Cass and probably podcast.
Yeah, Cass. Okay.
Yeah. So it does. It keeps you motivated.
It does actually. Keep doing things. Yeah. I mentioned on one of the previous ones about a wall hanging that I was going to hang, and I have done that as well.
I noticed it, and it looks lovely. Yes, by the front door.
I'll take a photograph just to prove that I did hang it. So I've done that. Tick. Okay. So what else you got? Because otherwise we're going to be into an hour. And
oh, really? Right. Yeah. So I did finish the little.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's done. My wonky hexagons, but I don't really mind. But
that's cute.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I think I changed the shape. Yeah, the shape.
Right, come on then. What else you got?
Right. So I know you've been working on this as well, but I'm not going to be able to get this out because it's huge.
Oh yes.
Maybe I'll have to stand
up.
up.
The colours. Do it between us, maybe.
Oh. So this. We'll show you first and I'll sit down here.
Oh god, it's huge.
It's huge.
We'll have to take photographs of this, I think. Good lord, woman.
So, it is big.
Woo.
It's really, really big.
Yeah, we'll have to put this one out.
And it goes on and goes on. So, so
enormous. Okay.
It's 84 by 108.
Wow.
So it's big. So, in January of this year, one of the groups I belong to, we started a row by row quilt, and your group also did it as well.
Yeah, you offered it up to us as well, yeah.
So we haven't met any of your ladies, so I'm looking forward. But I did see one of the quilts.
Yes,
so
they're starting to come in now.
But we finished, the last row was done September, so everything was put together, was assembled in September, so we're starting to see the quilts come in now.
Yeah.
So we had 8 rows, rows. So you had the choice of making either a small, a medium or a large size quilt, which in itself was quite interesting because writing the pattern for 3 sizes was nightmarish and
challenging.
Do you know what? I enjoyed the process of writing the pattern, but I would not do it in a hurry again. No. So those people that write quilt patterns, hats off to you, do a great job. It's not as easy as it first appears.
No, not at all.
I did have the help of a really, really good proofreader who she continues to pick up all my mistakes. Because you're right, you don't see the mistakes that you
no, you don't. You read past them.
And until someone's actually made the quilt as well, or the block or the row, whatever, it's hard to know what mistakes have been made. But anyway, so that pattern is more or less complete. I want to go back and tidy up a few areas, and then I might even release it.
Oh, steady on.
I know, would that be?
It'd be a good one.
Would that be?
Yeah.
So,
I made it small.
Yeah.
I made it small because I wanted a Christmas quilt, so I've made all of mine in Christmas fabrics. I've got all my rows done now because I was a little bit behind, but I've caught up. I've just got to put them together now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I need to get this one quilted, so it probably won't happen at the moment.
No.
Because I'm a bit busy at the moment.
Lovely colours though.
Yes, this was actually a mid-century modern fabric range.
Yeah,
which
it's
I quite
really
liked.
nice.
So, yeah.
Lovely.
So that's that
Good.
one. So
Well done.
ready for quilting.
Well done. Really, I finished my my Japanese one that I showed.
Yeah, I like this one.
So I've still got some threads on it.
Beautiful.
But this one is bound and
just need to
tidy up.
Yeah.
So that one's bound, all
Lovely.
finished.
The fabric's
So,
gorgeous,
yeah,
isn't it?
really, it's a real sort of snuggle
lovely.
quilt.
Yeah,
So I'll get some
it's a very
photos.
sophisticated quilt.
Oh well, my youngest son's claimed it, so he'll be thrilled that you said it's sophisticated.
Yeah, it is.
So yes, so that's about all I've got. Right. So what's your mystery project
so
then?
the mystery project this month, I've been spending most of my time this month going through, let me go back one. We've got a wedding coming up. We've got a wedding in October. My daughter gets married at the end of October, and she asked me if I would make her wedding outfit. And I'll say, yeah, exactly. I say outfit because it's not a dress. And I wish it was a dress, because a dress would be much easier. Because once a dress is fitted up top, and it's kind of not a great deal more to do. But I'm not going to go into too many more details about it, because it may change depending on my capabilities. So she's very tiny, as my daughter.
She is
very tiny. I don't know how I bred such a tiny girl, but anyway, I did. But she's about 5 foot and a little bit, and I don't know, I want to say a UK size 8, 6, 8, that kind of thing. So,
yeah.
But she's very tiny and solid with it as well. So, but anyway, so what I've done is I've decided I would draft her pattern block. So this is her pattern block, or sloper, depending on where you live. Block and a sloper is the same thing.
Okay.
And essentially what it is, it's actually you take the individual's measurements and you produce a blueprint of the body. So I did it in 2 stages. The first stage I did a much closer fit.
Yeah.
So it was skin tight, fitted like a glove, so it really was a true representation of the body.
Right.
And you can adjust lots of things, but you draft everything out first. It's basic pattern making techniques. So I've been following a course on the Blueprint, which was Craftsy, and it's, if anybody's interested in doing this, the class is by Susie Furr, who runs a pattern school in San Francisco, but she's got several classes on Blueprint, and they are really, really good. Really good. She explains things so well. Right. So I've been following her classes and actually not really understanding a great deal of what I was doing. I've not been to fashion school or anything like this. I don't. This is all very new. I have a basic conceptual understanding of it, but that's really as far as it goes at this point. Right. Which I say things may change.
Well, it looks very professional so far.
So I've made the first draft, made the second draft, and I know these fit her. These are her shape. This is her. So right. I know that I can go from this sloper, which is a representation of her body. I can go and I can start to create patterns. So this is not the pattern. This is her body. And from that, this will be the so it's the blueprint, and then it's the recipe from which I'll start to make the patterns to fit her body. So, and that's a bit I'm having a little bit of trouble with at the moment. It's trying to transfer from this to pattern making. So this particular sloper has a little bit of wearing ease in, so it has some ease built in, so you can move around. But then the next thing is you start to build in design ease, and obviously it depends on what the style of the garment is and all the rest of it. So that's where the fashion designer comes in, and that's where I'm completely lacking. We have a little drawing of what she wants.
So it's transferring that drawing into a pattern.
Yes, it's actually taking the drawing into flat pattern making techniques. So when you buy a pattern, from the Big Four or from an indie designer, they've done all that business.
Yes,
they've done the designing, they've laid it all out, and you just have to go away and make it. The making bit I'm not concerned about, although I will be working with silk, so that may cause its own issues, but I'll cover that when I get to it. Yeah. But it's still the business of going into the pattern. How do I actually produce the pattern? Okay. So this week, for example, I was looking at adding adding fullness and creating cascades. Don't ask. Don't ask. So yeah, that was at that point there. I kind of buried my head in my hands and thought,
what have I done?
Why have I done this? But I do like a challenge. I love a challenge. So I am learning loads.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, I'm learning about the body and how the body all comes together and why things are in certain places.
All right then. Okay.
But this week yesterday I did actually do the job of, I made my first pattern from her shape.
Right.
Now she's going to Japan for her honeymoon. So I have made her little kimono style
nice.
Dress, not dress, coat type thing, yeah.
Really, really nice.
So yeah, so this was my first sort of moving away from quilting cottons into something a little bit more drapey. So I think it's a linen viscose.
Yeah, very nice.
John Calder, I think it's the John Calder fabric, but it's stash fabric. I haven't bought anything. I don't think she's going to be particularly enamoured with the fabric choice, but we'll see.
I think it looked nice on her.
Well, I think she's a redhead, so
I think it would look really nice on her.
But anyway, it's a basic kimono style with, sort of deep cuff and then the kimono. It's got a bit of a drop front to it.
Very nice. I'll try it on in a minute. Won't fit me, but I'll try it on anyway.
No, I think it will actually. I can actually get it on.
Okay, well we'll give it a go.
It's a very loose fit, but nonetheless it's been drafted from her measurements from this, which is the main thing.
Okay.
But she's not coming till Friday. She doesn't live locally, so I'm not able to try anything on her until she comes. So between now and Friday, I will be making a number of different little calico tops up, just so I can test out my pattern making skills or not. And if I don't have the skills, then we have time to go away and buy something.
Yes. Happy.
So, but anyway, it has been enjoyable. I've been really enjoying doing it, and of course, as you do new topics, you find lots of new areas to investigate and research.
Yeah.
And, so I came across a fashion illustration course this week, and that was on Skillshare. So if anyone does Skillshare, it's on there. Have you heard of Skillshare?
No, I haven't actually.
It's like, you've heard of Craxi also.
Craxi
became Blueprint. There are various, not Creative Bug. Is it Creative Bug?
Yeah, Creative
Bug. There's all sorts of learning platforms out there. Skillshare is one. I can highly recommend it. You do have to pay a subscription, but it's not a lot of money. And there's lots and lots of courses. But there was a course there for fashion illustration, and it wasn't long, so it's only in 2 parts, and I think each one was only 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I did part 1. Essentially, it was making my
I'm
made for paper dolls.
Look.
So this was a fun class. So, but essentially, it was.
It's a likeness. Can you see it? Apart from the colour,
I don't have drawing skills, but I felt I did a relatively good job. I wasn't unpleased with what I did.
Yeah.
So.
They're cute. She's basically gone back to her youth and she's making paper dolls.
I only had 4 colours, which is why it's these colours. That's all I had to hand at the time. But yeah, quite pleased.
Yeah, they're good.
Anyway, so
good.
Who knows? I might be a pattern designer.
Steady.
Yeah, that's
Steady
that's a stage too far.
Stick to the quilting for now.
Anyway, it's good fun. Today.
Let's see if she says that in 3 weeks' time, shall we? When she's tearing her hair out.
In 3 weeks' time,
Dressy.
It has to be made. The outfit has to be made. And I still don't have my own outfit to wear yet.
No.
Have you bought an outfit?
I haven't yet.
No.
Booked a hotel, but
I haven't got
an outfit yet. So thought I had one, but we decided it wasn't right, so it's gone back now. So back to square one. So I do need to work on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously our next video might. We're not quite sure when we're going to get another one out, because obviously there's quite a lot going on, but we'll try and squeeze another one out.
And I'll tell you what's coming up before 10th through to the 13th of October is Knit and Stitch in Alexandra Palace.
Yeah.
So which I'll be working on the Banana stand for the 4 days. So
that's
4 days Sunday. I don't have.
Yeah, that's it. That's gone, hasn't it? So and I'll be there on Sunday. So if you're there.
So I'll be on the Banana long arm stand, so come and say hello. I'm there all 4 days, so I'll be, if you do watch, I'd love to meet any of you.
Yeah, it'd be nice to put faces to the names.
Yeah, it would be lovely. Yeah.
And thanks, you know, so much for all the comments that you put below and things and all the feedback. It's been really, really nice, and it's nice to have a bit of contact with whoever's watching. So thank you for that. It's
it
much appreciated.
Makes it all seem a little bit more real.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's nice. It's good.
So, and by the way, did you notice, as of this morning, I think we have 54 subscribers. Oh, 54! Yes!
So thank you for subscribing. Yeah. If you have, that's really, it's great. We appreciate it.
So yes, so happy autumn to you all. Make the most.
Happy stitching.
Happy stitching, and we'll see you when we see you.
Take care. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye.